What's going on, Reapers? So, the people that's kind of watching me right now are kind of starting stages of working out. So I think this is actually the perfect time for me to drop this video, and this be the perfect topic to start off with, and that is steroids.
Fuck you and you and you.
I'm not condemning anybody that does steroids. There seems to be like this kind of high force in fitness where everybody wants to, oh, you're not natural, it doesn't count, such and such. I'm not on that. Have I taken steroids? No. But at the same time, I understand that, to each his own. If your prerogative in life is to be a bodybuilder, you very well really need steroids in order to do that. You're never going to hit that same potential, that same peak as somebody if you're trying to go things natural. And it's very detrimental to your body if you're trying to go natural. So I don't knock anybody for doing steroids, but this is more so for anybody who's beginning out, because a lot of times what people do steroids for is because they're trying to live up to an image that is kind of false. I always go back to this one experience I had when I was in high school. I was working at GNC, and this guy came in. So I'm at the counter, and I'm chopping it up with him. He's a cool dude. He comes every now and again. And he's always buying testosterone boosters. And so one day I was asking him, man, what do you love about these testosterone boosters so much? You run through these things pretty fast. And he was like, well, I grew up in the 80s era where we were all trying to be like Arnold, if you were like a bro. And I got into steroids, and I had to get testosterone shots monthly in order to produce. My body doesn't produce free testosterone anymore. And he telling me, I was like, damn, like what, really? And he's like, yeah, man, it got to the point where, my dick didn't work. I grew actual breasts, like they had to have breast reduction surgery. He said that he had back problems. He didn't have, and he was telling me all these issues, and it's because he was taking these steroids for such a long period of time. But the key thing that he told me was like, a big thing with him is that he was trying to chase someone else's bodies and not his. He wanted to look like Arnold. And if you guys, seen Arnold back in those days, like the Conan days and stuff like that, if you're somebody who's a big on fitness, shit, when I see Michael B. Jordan, man, I be mad as a bitch. I'm like, man, I need to stop eating these goddamn donuts, man.
You got jelly in your belly, you little fat fuck.
It motivates you seeing these people and seeing how much they invested into their body and how far they've come. Especially if somebody who used to be small. Like if you look at The Rock was never really small, but The Rock from 2000 don't look like The Rock now. Goddamn, it's a whole different individual. You know what I mean? And he's older, so it's like wow. So you can get kind of caught up with that whole stigma of trying to chase somebody else's body and not chase yours. Now, that's not me saying that you shouldn't look up or look forward to somebody, or have somebody like, I want to have a chest like Simone Panda, whoever, but you should at the same time, you're striving to get to that point. You don't want to make it to where you're striving to where you just want to fuck it, man, I need to go ahead and I need to start going above and beyond my reaches. And that's when you start to do certain things like taking steroids. Like I said before, I'm not judging nobody for taking steroids, but if you're not trying to be a competitive lifter, if you're not trying to be a competitive bodybuilder and put on a Speedo and get on stage and do the poses and stuff like that, there's not really a point in doing the steroid thing, man. In all honesty, you're gonna get stronger. And then on top of that, a lot of things people don't realize about steroids is that it's majorly based on on genetics. Please do not think that if you take some steroids and you like to play basketball, that after 3 months that you're gonna go from barely averaging 10 points a game at your rec league to being the next Kobe Bryant bodybuilder. If you're an ectomorph, you hardly can gain any type of muscle. You taking steroids is not gonna make you automatically look like The Rock. It's just not how your body works. A lot of that's still based on genetics. It's gonna help you out, but it's not gonna go to the same extent. And a lot of people, like I said, get in trouble. And then, part of the reason why I started this channel is for people who are kind of average Joes just trying to get themselves back in shape. I'm not starting from a crazy point. Now, if you guys follow me on Instagram and stuff like that, yes, I'm a bit of a large individual as far as like lifting wise and muscle and things like that. But I'm nobody who's like, you don't look at me and be like, man, I could never get to that point. Like, whoo, like he just looks like he's in a whole nother stratosphere. I'm not even to that. I'm striving to get to that point at one point, and that's the reason why, like, I want you guys to get there with me. You know, I'm striving to get there, but at the same time, I'm not gonna go out of my way to kind of circumvent myself to take steroids or to live up to something that, you know, I may not be able to live up to. It's not me saying I'm too good to take steroids, nothing like that. That's just me saying that, like, I'm comfortable enough in my own skin to where I don't feel like I need it. And that's another thing that, like, fitness is going to do for you guys that I kind of touch on, but not that much. The confidence that you build in yourself is something that's very, very beautiful, because we all live with insecurities to some extent. And, you know, to kind of change that, people do all sorts of things. They do surgeries, steroids, they'll do, you know, whatever the case may be. And it kind of is always just a cover up to just kind of figuring out that they're really just uncomfortable in themselves. And this fitness journey that you guys are going on, you know, when you get down those 10 pounds, those 15 pounds, when you put on that extra 5 pounds of muscle and things like that, the confidence that you're going to exude in yourself is going to be so high, it's going to be so much better in yourself, that you're going to be able to kind of get past this kind of live up and chase other people's goals mentality. You know, having that conversation with that dude was a real eye-opener to me. You know, not just because it kind of scared me straight, because I'm going to be real with you. If I can't have sex, I ain't trying to take it. I'm cool on that.
Stupid. I'm not going to let you get the chance.
That I ain't goddamn, ain't no drug in the world. These biceps can go. I don't need them. Goddamn, hey, I'm cool. But, what that conversation really did more than anything, it kind of taught me, you know, like he said, you know, I was chasing somebody else's body and not mine. And that kind of resided with me a lot, because it was like, you know, I always say you don't want to live with the regret of not trying as opposed to living with the failure. And, you know, I wonder if he actually took the time to really try to just put that real effort behind his diet and behind his workouts and behind his training, if he would regret the fact that he tried and maybe failed, as opposed to not trying and taking the other way out and then ended up where he was. So, not really informational video on steroids. If you guys do want an informational video on steroids, I know some about it. I can get some research in and get that back to y'all. Y'all just let me know about that. But it was more so just my opinion based on it, and kind of giving you the dangers of it without going too far left and saying that's a real bad thing. But remember this, guys, it's group of training. We don't chase dreams, we hunt goals. I'll see y'all next time.